first question I want to ask you is what made you start boxing?
Um, I started for a boxercise class just for fitness. I only really did it for fitness, and my coach at the time talked me into it. I really enjoyed the training, so yeah, I gave it a go. Enjoyed the sparring, and then thought I'd compete.
Okay, so what was your amateur career like?
Yeah, I had a big amateur career. So when I started boxing, I did start quite late. I started at the age of 25. Um, and then after 18 months of boxing amateur, I was selected for the first ever female GB squad for the 2012 Olympics. Um, so I became a part of that team, travelled the world boxing for my country for a couple of years. Um, Missed out on the Olympics to Nicola Adams, retired for a few years, had my first child, put on loads of weight, so I decided to do boxing just to lose some of the weight. I set myself a target of having one fight, and that was it. But then I've started really enjoying it again, and just carried on as a hobby. Won more national titles, boxed for England again, and just did it for fun as a hobby. I had 74 amateur fights. Um, yeah, and then it was in lockdown. I was going to retire, and women's boxing started taking off as professionally, and I thought I've got to give it a go.
Yeah, because now you're the WBA bantamweight world champion and only 5 fights as well. So that's
Yeah,
really cool how far you've come in that short space of time. So do you know when your next
yeah.
fight will be?
Yeah, it should be beginning of June. We've been told it's not 100% confirmed, but it looks like beginning of June.
Will that be on Matchroom Boxing?
Yes.
So there's a big fight coming up in the women's division on the 20th of May in Dublin between Katie Taylor and Chantel Cameron. How do you see that one playing out?
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough one. Obviously, Katie's probably the favourite going in, but I don't know. I think if anyone's going to beat Katie, Chantel's going to be the one to do it. Um, I think Katie struggled with Delphine Pursoon, and I think Chantel's a much better, skillful version of her, and she's younger and fresher. And I think Chantel could pull off the upset.
Okay, so if you had a wish to have any fight with any fighter in your weight class, who would it be?
um, well, I want Ebony Bridges' belt after my next fight, so that would be a good fight to come.
How do you think you versus 70 would play out?
I'll beat her. Not sure how, but I'll win.
Do you see that fight happening?
Yeah, hopefully that's the aim. Hopefully Shannon Courtney next and Ebony Bridges after. That's the plan.
Okay, because that
Everything.
kind of leads me on to my next question is what are your plans for the rest of the year?
Yeah, those two fights. Hopefully Shannon Courtney next, Ebony Bridges after.
So is Shannon Courtney fight the one that'll happen start of June time?
Yeah,
Okay. So there's pretty big news that's come out today that the zone's going to be a channel on Sky. So that must
yeah,
be amazing fighting on the zone in the future with it being a channel on Sky as it's much more easier to access. So what
yeah,
do you think about that?
yeah. I think it's great. Obviously everyone has Sky, so it's a lot. Not only boxing fans really subscribe to DAZN, so I'm not sure how it works. You still have to subscribe. I don't know, but obviously, being on everyone has access to Sky. So,
Yeah, so what would you say in 5, 10 years from now, you look back on your career, what do you want to achieve?
um, well, my end goal was to become world champion, and I've achieved that now. So, I want, I want at least another belt. I mean, a dream would be to become undisputed, but at least one more belt would be nice.
Okay, so have you got any sponsors that you want to thank?
I should have. I just want to thank all my sponsors. Let me. I'm going to read them out because otherwise I will forget them. Someone. um. So I just want to thank. I've got the Vault, NS Plastering, um, so a big shout out to NS Plastering, Don Pease, Premier Property, the Vault, Thurston Scrap, Man's Waste Management, Michael Clark Designs, Empire, ProTape, TM Training and Therapy, and Hunt Site Services. Big thanks to all my sponsors. I couldn't do it without them all.
Okay, so that's all the questions I have for you. So thanks so much for taking this interview. I really do appreciate it. And good luck with your fight in June. So yeah, thank you.
No problem. Thanks.